Well, well, well. What do we have here? We have ourselves another episode of Mouth Dancing with your host, Young. Thank you again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. To an immeasurable degree, in fact. Even if you tried to measure it with like a ruler or some other sort of scientific instrument for measuring things, you wouldn't be able to measure it because it's immeasurable. The gratitude and the appreciation and the thankfulness that I feel, just infinite. Today I wanted to talk about allergies. But before I start off, I want to put out a little disclaimer. I'm not a doctor, okay? So don't treat any of this as medical advice. Don't actually listen to anything I say in terms of your health. Okay, these are just my opinions. So for the love of God, please do not actually take any of this as advice that you should follow. But yeah, I was thinking about allergies, and it seems like a lot of people have them, right? There's all kinds of allergies. There's like peanut allergies, shellfish, bee stings. You can be allergic to certain medications. Lactose. Oh no, that's not an allergy. That's an intolerance. I think that's different. Oh yeah, you could be allergic to pollen. You could be allergic to just about anything, I think. There's probably allergies for all that stuff, that's out there. But doesn't it seem like it's sort of psychological? I don't know. I don't want to make anyone feel bad about their allergies, because they probably just don't think about them hard enough, and they just like, oh, that's just a given that I'm allergic to that thing, But maybe if you expose yourself to it a lot, then you'll become less allergic to it, and eventually maybe it'll go away, right? Sort of like meditation. Like, let's say you're allergic to bee stings. Can you just go get stung by a bee every day, and then eventually it'll go away? Actually, maybe that's not a good idea. Even if you're not allergic to bees, you probably shouldn't go get stung by one all the time, because it hurts. Okay, maybe that's a bad example. What about shellfish? How do you even become allergic to a shellfish? Are you just born that way, or is it because you think they're gross, and then your level of disgust is so great that if you eat one, you break out in hives or something? It's weird too, because some allergies, they just cause a mild skin reaction, right? And then some allergies, they're deadly, like you could die from it. How does that happen though? Is it like a spectrum of reaction? Is that what you call it? But that's so weird that some people are so allergic to something that they die from it. Like peanuts? Why would your body think that a peanut is bad for you? So I guess those people can't eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? Doesn't that mean they're kind of not even a true American? Because PB&J, I think, is pretty much a classical American food that everyone has eaten in their lives. Except for these people with peanut allergies. Is there such a thing as a fake peanut butter that's not made from peanuts that tastes a lot like peanut butter? Maybe they can eat some sort of artificial flavoring peanut butter. But even then, it's not real peanut butter, so they're not really American, are they? I don't consider them Americans if they've never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I like mine toasted and cut diagonally. A sandwich should always be cut diagonally, never, straight across the middle. People who cut their sandwiches like that, I don't know, they just have no taste, it seems like. Everything they do is just tacky, and they should be shamed for it relentlessly. But anyway, getting back to peanut butter and peanut allergies. So these people, they can never have anything with like even a tiny amount of peanuts in it. Why would you be allergic to a peanut? Could you be allergic to like other things like flour? I think there's people who have gluten allergy, right? But they're another type of allergy, I don't think where it's deadly. It's just like it makes them have diarrhea and gas or something. It's like sort of like lactose intolerance, right? Where you drink something with dairy or eat something with dairy and you get all bloated and gassy and have diarrhea. I guess there's degrees of lactose intolerance too, right? Like some people, they just get mildly gassy from it, and then some people, like if they have even a drop of milk, they'll have violent diarrhea for like, 10 days in a row. It seems to me like that should be considered an allergy too, because your body's having a negative reaction, right? And it's not necessarily deadly, because some allergies are not deadly, right? Like some allergies, they just make you get some hives on your body or something. Or maybe just get a rash. So I don't understand why that's not considered an allergy. Maybe it is considered one, I'm not sure. I've never really looked up the official classification for it. But something about allergies just makes me think the person's weak in a way. And I know that's a really bad way to look at it. Because they can't help it, right? At least that's what they say. It's just something genetic, maybe, or environmental. If you were going to design a baby, would you make sure that it didn't have a peanut allergy so that it would be a true American? I think I would do that. But anyway, speaking of true Americans, you know how people are always so caught up on speaking English because this is America? So you gotta speak English? I don't think it's like the official language or anything because there's no law that says you have to speak English, right? It's just a very socially accepted fact that you should speak English because this is America. And usually you see people saying it to like maybe someone who's speaking another language, right? And they get really annoyed because they don't understand what they're saying, so they lash out and they say, speak English, this is America. If you don't like it, go back to your country. It's usually aimed at, I think, people speaking Spanish probably, like a Latin American person or someone speaking an Asian language. They get really annoyed, this American person like a Karen or a Kevin or whatever the male version is of a Karen. And so you have to speak English because that's what language we speak in this country. But how come they never say this stuff to like Mennonites? Don't Mennonites speak some form of German? I've never heard of someone going up to a Mennonite and saying, you better speak English or go back to Germany. Right? I mean, that seems to only apply to Spanish or Asian language speaking people. But maybe Mennonites should go back to their country too, right? Because they don't want to assimilate, they don't want to speak English, they want to live without electricity, they want to like milk their goats by hand. Who knows what else they're doing out there? There's no electricity. Wonder if the government tries to track them too. Actually, that'd be a really good way to go off the grid, right? Become a Mennonite. Like if you want to become some sort of revolutionary or something. Just pretend to become a Mennonite and then you could do all your secret activities out there off the grid. And there's all these people around you could maybe convert to your cause. That's getting a little bit off topic though. I was talking about English as the official language. I think also these people, maybe they're a little bit butthurt because they only speak English, right? And they get jealous that there's people who can speak other languages. It's also weird that like, say someone who's Irish or Italian, they'll tell people to speak English. It's like, why is this Irish person telling me to speak English? Shouldn't they know their own language? Isn't it Gaelic? Shouldn't Italians be able to speak Italian in America? But everyone assimilates and forgets their mother tongue, right? But why don't they speak Italian or Gaelic? Why are they telling me to speak English? Maybe because they're jealous, right, that they forgot their language and they want everyone else to do it too? Maybe. And lastly, I wanted to speak on the subject of hot tubs. Does anyone else think hot tubs are kind of nasty for some reason? I guess it depends on who's maintaining the hot tub, right? Who the owner is. But they just make me think of jizz. Like people doing nasty sexual things in a hot tub. And they make me think of foot fungus. Like just unhygienic people like, oh, I'm just gonna skip the bath today and just soak in the hot tub for a while. Because in America, you don't really have a tradition of showering off before you go in the hot tub, do you? Everyone's just like, let's take a dip in the hot tub. They also make me think of people doing like cocaine and spilling their drinks in there and slobbering and stuff. I don't care how much chlorine is in that hot tub. It's not like an onsen in Japan or, like some sort of a public bath where you have to scrub yourself before you go into the hot water. They don't really do that in America. It's just straight to the hot tub, it seems like. And that's just fucking nasty. I'm not going in your fucking hot tub, okay? I don't know what you've been doing in there. You've probably been jerking off and snorting cocaine and cleaning your toenails in there. You keep your fucking hot tub to yourself, you sicko. If I had a hot tub, though, I would feel safe going in it. I just wouldn't let anyone else go into it. Except family members, like my wife. That's it. No hot tub parties at my place, alright? Anyway, thank you for listening. And you're invited to my podcast anytime, but just not my hot tub. Don't be offended by what I said about hot tubs, okay? 'Cause you know I like you. And I appreciate you. And I'm thankful. And I'll see you next week. Bye.